So for basic data structures, first task is use an array to store a collection of data. We have defined a variable called yourArray. Complete the statement by assigning an array of at least 5 elements in length to your array variable. Your array should contain at least one string, one number, and one boolean. So let your array and let's just say string goal number 5 through 18 then null. Next is access an array's contents using bracket notation. Using bracket notation, we have now reset the item at index 1 from the string B to not B anymore. Now array is A, not B anymore, C. This is for the example. And in order to complete this challenge, set the second position index 1 of my array to anything you want besides the letter B. Okay, let's say my array for index 1, say anything I want. Next, add items to an array with push and unshift. So R dot unshift and R dot push. So we have defined a function mixed numbers which are passing an array as an argument. Modify the function by using push and unshift to add I, 2, 3 to the beginning of the array is then shift. So let's say I, 2, I, 2, and 3. For the second one, so to the beginning of the array and 7, 7, 89. Okay. Next, remove items from an array with pop and shift. So we have defined a function pop shift which takes an array as an argument and returns a new array. Modify the function using pop and shift to remove the first and last elements of the argument array and assign the removed elements to their corresponding variables so that the returned array contains their values. So let pop is equal to r.pop and let shifted is equal to r.shift and it will return shifted and popped. Okay. Next, remove items using splice. We've initialized an array R. Use splice to remove elements from R so that it only contains elements that sum to the value of 10. Let's say r.splice 1 and 4. So for the total, it should be 10. So 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. Next, add items using splice. So we have defined a function HTML color names, which takes an array of HTML colors as an argument. Modify the function using splice to remove the first two elements of the array and add dark salmon and blanche almond in their respective places. Okay, so r.splice. So 0, 2, dark salmon and blanche almond. Okay, next, copy array items using slice. So we have defined a function forecast that takes an array as an argument. Modify the function using slice to extract information from the argument array and return a new array that contains the string elements warm and sunny. So function forecast. So let's say let r2 is equal to r.slice 2 and 4. Then it will return r2. So it now the output should be warm and sunny. Next, copy an array with a spread operator. We'll define a function copy machine which takes r, an array, and num, a number as arguments. The function is supposed to return a new array made up of num copies of r. We have done most of the work for you, but doesn't work quite right. So say new r the push then r. Okay. Next, combine arrays with a spread operator. We have defined a function spread out that returns a variable sentence. Modify the function using the spread operator so that it returns the array. Learning to code is fun. So let sentence. So already let fragment to code. So let sentence is equal to learning. We should put this one fragment, then is fun. Then return sentence. So that is learning to code is fun. Okay, next, check for the presence of an element with index of. Index of can be incredibly useful for quickly checking for the presence of an element on an array. We have defined a function quick check that takes an array of and an element as arguments. Modify the function using index of so that it returns true if the past element exists on the array and false if it does not. Let's say return r.index of element greater than or equal to 0, then true, then false. That's it.